Now we're going to move on to some other stories. And the former President Olusegun Obasanjo has criticized Nigeria's younger generation of leaders, saying they lack integrity and have failed their people woefully. While giving the keynote address at a summit at the University of Ibadan, Chief Obasanjo maintained that the country may have been cursed with poor and irresponsible leaders. Listing some younger Nigerians who had been in leadership positions, the former president said Nigeria has not been lucky even with them. He added that if after 53 years of independence, Nigerians have not commended any of their leaders as outstanding, it means, in his words, quote, "We are jinxed." Now, Britain's Foreign Office Minister for Africa, Mr. Mark Simmons, is condemning as cowardly an attack on a mosque in Borno State, northeastern Nigeria, in which suspected sect members were killed and at least 44 worshippers as well. He adds that Britain stands with the government and the people of Nigeria. Suspected sect members wearing army apparel shot 44 people praying at a mosque in Konduga town, 35 kilometers outside Maiduguri, the Borno State capital. The news about Sunday's attack came as journalists received a video featuring Boko Haram leader Abubakar Shekau gloating over recent attacks, threatening more, and even saying his group is now strong enough to go after the United States. A member of a civilian militia that works with the military said they counted the bodies at the mosque after the attack. He adds that 4 members of his group, known as the Civilian Joint Task Force, were also killed when they reached Konduga and encountered fierce resistance from heavily armed terrorists. To politics now. The general elections may be about 2 years away, but the People's Democratic Party is not taking any chances as they've begun strategizing to extend their control to states currently in the hands of the opposition. Addressing party members from the 13 non-PDP controlled states in Abuja, the chairman of the PDP National Reconciliation Committee and the governor of Bayelsa State, Seriake Dixon, says the states deserve better administration. He reaffirmed the committee's resolve to reconcile all aggrieved members of the party ahead of the Anambra and Ekiti governorship polls and the 2015 general elections.
While my colleagues in those states are trying their best, it's our belief that PDP governments in those states will do better. We will do this until all our members and stakeholders are truly and properly reconciled to our party. Because the umbrella of PDP is big enough for everybody. And you are members, all of us are members of a very unique party. And I was just telling some leaders yesterday and also this afternoon that ours is a special party, it's a unique party. It's a special gift to this country and to Africa. Our party is the only political party from pre-independence politics in this country till today that has given all the people of our country a common political platform for service to this great nation.
The flags of the All Progressives Congress have replaced the old flags of all the former parties which merged under the APC. Members of the APC, led by the Ekiti State Governor Kayode Fayemi, marched from the Government House to the former ACN Secretariat in Ado-Ekiti, where the APC was formally launched in the state. At the rally, the governor told members of the party that their target is power at the center and making lives better for Nigerians.
They know that what we're doing here is what we also want to spread all around Nigeria. What we're doing in all of our states, and it is consistent. Go to states that are called All Progressive Congress State today, you will find free education there. You will find free healthcare there. You will find commitment to the youth there. You will find renewal of infrastructure there. you will find the rebirth of integrity, of honesty, of anti-corruption, of transparency in the government there. We're clearly way apart from them. We're social democratic, we're change focused, we're transparent, we're integrity driven, we are different. We're about freedom for all, a life more abundant.
Well, staying with politics, the Independent National Electoral Commission and the PDP in Anambra State are not in agreement over the leadership of the party, but the party is moving fast to fix the problems that may affect progress in preparations for the November the 17th governorship election. The party has therefore organized ward congresses to elect the party's leadership. Our political correspondent Sheung Okimbalue reports.
Still battling to sort out its leadership problems, the People's Democratic Party in Anambra State has gone into a statewide ward congress. Anticipation written all over the faces of the party members, hours of waiting which went into the night, almost an endless wait. Some members who could only perch on the corridor of the Congress venue took the chance to get some nap, while some others disagree. Perhaps this is a form of test for the party ahead of the governorship election, but some of the party members have mixed reactions on the process.
I'm 100% satisfied with what's going on here because of the time factor they are delaying. Before we arrived here, they told us that on or before 8 or 10 a.m. that we'll be starting our duty properly. But as you can see, it's almost to 2 now. We are still trying to treat logistics.
The election is not conducted. The ADIOC staff recruited by the party refused to go to the field, while the party loyalists are waiting in various centers in their wards. They insisted on staying in this place and collect money to write results.
Ukulu Ward 2 is free and fair. The problem is Ukulu Ward 1. That's where they were complaining now. A woman who won the delegate election, they want to remove him and replace him with another person.
It appears the Anambra PDP means business this time around, considering the house cleaning process it has embarked upon as the governorship election in the state draws closer.
We are not saying that the congresses went without, hitches, challenges here and there. There were challenges, especially challenges occasioned by the earlier confusion, which was why materials went late to some areas. But by and large, it was conducted, it was effective, though with certain shortcomings which we acknowledged.
But all of these are just a means to an end. The real competition would definitely be at the polls. Sheung Okimbalue, Channels Television News.
We shift focus from politics now. The Lagos State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Ade Ikpaye, has been speaking about the challenges confronting the Nigerian child. Well, this formed part of his monthly press briefing today, where he talked about reported cases of underage prisoners. He listed the steps his ministry has taken to ensure that the child rights law is strictly enforced and said that minors are not placed in the same correctional facilities as adults.
It's the monthly press briefing of the Lagos State Ministry of Justice. In attendance are journalists from different media houses, the Solicitor General, the Director of Public Prosecution, DPP, and some other officials of the state's Justice Ministry. The Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice, Mr. Ade Ikpaye, addressed some law and order issues in the state. A non-governmental organization, Prisoners' Rights Advocacy Initiative, had filed complaints alleging that some minors were recently imprisoned after conviction by a magistrate court. The Attorney General says the Ministry of Justice followed up these claims, paid a visit to the Kirikiri prisons, investigated, and out of 13 persons, 2 admitted to being underage. Mr. Ikpaye, however, says that the ministry has put in place definitive mechanisms to detect underage defendants at every level of the criminal justice process.
We have asked that as the first gatekeeper, the prosecutor should be careful in ascertaining the age of the people to be brought for trial.
That is one. Two, if indeed or when people are brought for trial and the charge sheet indicates that they are 18 and above, we are also sensitizing the magistrates to further scrutinize if they have any reason to suspect that any of those defendants might be under 18.
Another law and order issue the Attorney General talked about is the issue of awaiting trial inmates, particularly those whose trial are stalled by lack of counsel, non-diligent prosecution, or the much-touted excuse that the case is awaiting DPP advice.
When we get that information, we prioritize the issuance of legal advice for such persons who are in prison custody awaiting trial. When we say prioritize, it means that we will treat their own cases first, as opposed to the cases of other defendants or accused persons who are on bail, because those ones are at home.
On the issue of those displaced in the Jora-Badia East area of the state, the Commissioner says his ministry is in the process of ascertaining all the persons actually affected with a view to assisting them. Shola Sheyeli, Channels Television News.